Hello, this is Andreas Haas with Raptor Creative, and today we're going to be replacing the lower control arm on a 2003 Porsche Cayenne S. The bushings went bad in this Cayenne, and it's causing a rattle when you're braking. So you'll probably notice in your Cayenne or even in your Touareg likely that if you get this persistent kind of shaking vibration from the front as you're applying your brakes, or if you're making a turn either to the left or right and you hear some rattling going around, likely it's the bushings going bad at that lower control arm. They typically go bad at about 150,000 miles, so they're going to be due to be replaced. The part that we're replacing here, you can purchase it either online or you can purchase it through your local parts store. And it comes complete with all the bushings in place, as well as the nuts that go on top to replace the nuts from the previous control arm. So let's get to it. Let's take the Cayenne. So the first thing we want to do here is get the wheel up off the ground. I always work with a hydraulic jack and jack stands for safety. Anytime you're working underneath the car, you want to make sure that the car's not going to come crashing down on you, so it's very imperative that you use the jack stands to keep the car in place. And don't forget to put the handbrake on if you live on a slight incline. You don't want the vehicle to roll off of those jack stands, and that would be a big problem. So let's get to it. We're going to take the wheel off, get the car up in the put the car up in the air, take the wheel off, and get to that lower control. I'm going to be using an air tool, so I was able to get the wheel up off the ground, and I'll be able to break the bolts free, the lug nuts free, with just using the air gun and then removing those lugs to get the wheel off. If you don't have an air gun, what you want to do is put the car back on the ground a little bit, loosen those lug nuts, don't take them all the way off, and then raise the car up to get the wheel entirely off. Okay, so we got the wheel off. Let me try to reposition the camera here a little bit so you can see a little better. So what you see here is the lower control arm that we're going to be taking off. The bushing on the outer portion here is the one that went bad, and likely some of the others. So we're going to need to remove this bolt here, that one there, this one up front, and also the end here to get that out. So we're going to have to press that one out, and that should do it. We should be able to get it out from there. Okay, what I've done here is I've loosened the bolts and removed the bolts here. That's a 22 millimeter bolt, this guy right here. So you want to use these two guys to get them off. At 22 millimeters, this ratcheting wrench works really well to do that. And then I've also loosened the bolts here in the back. And what I've also done is before I loosened it up, I added some white marks because those are used for alignment, and this will help you at least get it back to near alignment. You'll have to still align the car afterwards, but it'll get you very close, and pretty important to do it on both sides. Here's the other side. It's a little dark in here, hard to see, but anyway, there's marks on both of those. The bolts have been loosened up, and now what I'm going to do is this guy here, this end has been giving me a little bit of trouble. It's seized in there. We've added some penetrating lube, and we're going to throw some heat on there to get it off entirely, and that way we can take the lower control arm off and put the new one in place. This will be our sacrificial nut. We won't be using this again, and then hopefully we'll be able to pound that out. The pickle forks are a little bit too narrow for these bushings here, so we're going to have to use a little heat and hammer it up and get it back into place. All right, it took a little bit of help from trusty old giant hammer, and some penetrating lube that we used. I used the Nano penetrating lube. It was good. It worked after about half hour, 45 minutes or so of letting it sit and penetrate, and we finally got it off. So now we do the reassembly. So watch along as we reassemble this guy. Okay, now we have the new one in place. What you want to do, of course, is start with this bushing end here. Make sure it's seated properly, torque it down, and then go over here to this bolt, attach that guy, and then the final two, you'll need a little bit of hammering, not too much, just to work them in place. And also I use the jack stand under here just to give it some support and lift it up a little bit, and that helped guide the bushings on this end into place. As you can see, I've realigned it so that it was at its previous position with the new lower control arm. We'll still need to send it out, make sure that the front end is aligned on both sides, make sure your wheels track properly, and that's it. So now we do the final assembly, throw the wheels back on, and take it for a test drive. Anyway, I'm Andy Haas. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to more Cayenne and Porsche 944 videos from Raptor Creative. Thank you so much. Have a great day.